back, I didn't spend that much time consolidating. I started to put away some money that was on companies and realized, you know what, I'm going to do this and then realize I need to spend money, not remember how much money that company had. A trick. When you're playing this game, obviously you have to start collecting money when other people run. And so one of the tricks people do is, let's say I collected 50 bucks for this. Instead of putting the 50 bucks in my bank, they would actually put it on top of the share. So then whenever we get to the end of the stock round, everybody just collects their money off of all the things, so that way they know they got paid for every one. Because you're always going to have that player, oh my God, I can't remember if I collected for this. And so you don't know if he really did collect and he just can't remember, or if he really did forget. So you can do this little trick where you put the money on here, and then at the end of the round, then you flush it and it all goes into your bank. It's very slick. It works really well. Obviously, I'm not doing it playing all sides, but it also helps for, oh my gosh, I can't remember what this ran for. Well, you can see what your payout was and then divide it by the number of shares, and you can figure out what a company ran for without having to recalculate it. I just wanted to point out that every single player has a $5,000 chip, including Mr. DeGaulle. Granted, he has a $5,000 chip and not much more. We have a $5,000 chip plus a $1,000 chip. So just at a high level, you can see that we're beating DeGaulle. If you go over here, he has a 5,000 and a 1,500. So Tchaikovsky actually has more cash than we do. And I just want to remind you that we spent a ton of our cash buying SB. And so we set ourselves back by doing that. And it may cost us the game. I don't know. SB hasn't run yet. And when it does run, we're going to get 100% of the money. And Tchaikovsky's already run with all of his companies except for WW. So he's not going to get much more money. So, you have those factors, right? And those all play into everybody's situation. If you look at Medici there, he's sitting on 7,500 just at a first glance. And I can't remember what Wellington had, but he definitely has 5,000 plus at least 1,000 more. So we are all at around the same cash level. So Lizard is up. Actually, Tchaikovsky is going to get to go right now and make even more money. So I might have been lying about that. I think Tchaikovsky is making a late game surge. So Lizard is not going to do, anything crazy. He's just going to run his trains. And he has a 5+5 and a 5D. So the hardest part is figuring out how he's going to run his tracks or trains. So remember, we bought a Paris spot for MSP. We may do the same thing for Lizard. Lizard can for sure do a 5+5 all the way up. And that's actually the best thing for him to do because he gets to count the special whistle stop. And then he has a 5D on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, what's he going to do? He has to put a token somewhere. Again, he can put it in London, but if he does, he blocks MSP, which is actually hurting himself. He's hurting the rest of us too. And just so you know, there's always a player who wants to block London, even if it does hurt himself. And I'm not one of those players, but so that's why I was telling you, go in London if you can. Don't even worry about other people, because even if you try to keep London open, other people will block it. But in this case, he needs a 5+5, and going into London is not necessarily going to get that for him. But he can even go in like Lille, France. So then he still gets to go through London, and he has the token. He can go in Paris for all that matters. Yeah, his 5D is not going to be very profitable, is what I'm trying to say. If he goes in Austria, it's going to be no better. The 5, he wants those 5 to be these cities over here, but we're going to have to use our 5+5 over here. So So then it's like, okay, well, where can I get some premium cities? And it's really, it's London. London's your premium cities, period. So he's going to go into Paris. We'll just do that. I'm going to put this down and see. He has plenty of money for a token, so we don't need to worry about that. So yeah, both Russian companies have to do the same thing in order to be viable. Now, obviously, like I said, I could go in London, but then I'm causing MSP not to get money. So even though it does hurt the other players, you're hurting yourself. And I don't think I want to sit and focus. You'd have to do a lot of math crunching to find out if the amount you hurt yourself is less than or more than how much you're hurting others. Not willing to do it. So we're going to go into Paris. And the thing about Lizard is, well, first of all, I paid the $100. He has at least 300 more, and I never even bothered to get him change. So, because you're just at that stage of the game where making change doesn't matter anymore. It's a 5+5 and a 5D. And this is basically going to be the same exact run that MSP did, except MSP I think only had a 4D. So 120 for Levant, and then 200 for Constantinople, and then 100 for Moscow, St. Petersburg, and then North Sweden. So a wonderful run. And then 60 for the whistle stop, and then 20 times 4. Okay, and then we're going to get a Pullman for 80. So now we got to do the 5D. So it's going to be Paris for 200, 240 for London, and then 200 for Birmingham for sure. Those are going to be 3 of our 5. And I'm just trying to pay attention and see what else we can do. I think we're going to have to do 160 for Lily and 160 for Scotland and call it a day. I don't think there's any way to get to New York. That we just don't have a port to go to New York with. I mean, we could leave London and go to New York, but then we wouldn't get Birmingham anymore. So it's sort of impossible to get Birmingham and then still go to New York. So anyways, that's an 1800 run. That's damn good. So 180 a share, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 7 is $1,260 for Mr. Troikovsky. So when we were thinking we were just a little bit behind him, think again. He just got himself a lot of money. So 1,000, yeah, that's a ton of money. Okay, so who else owns Lizard? And guess who? It's Mr. DeGaulle, who took a chance. Remember? He didn't want to do government companies, and now he's getting $180 a share times 3, $540 for Mr. DeGaulle. What a wonderful decision he made. That was gutsy, and it's paying off for him. So stick to that principle. If you're behind, you can't buy government companies, even if their stock value is higher. You got to take a chance on making more cash, because that's how you're going to win, is you got to get more cash. Obviously, if you're $1 million behind, don't do it, but that's the way. Okay, that was all 10 shares. Okay, so Lizard is going up. And then I'm going to move RCP up as well. So RCP is a private, and I'm looking over at his trains, and he has a 5D only. So we're going to definitely be buying a train with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm just gonna grab the train now. I know I do things out of order, but it's so I don't forget. Okay, RCP can go from New York to Portugal. So 160 plus 80 plus Madrid is 100 plus the port of Chin for 80 plus 100 for Constantinople. That's a 5D right there. Times 2 plus 100 for the bonus, and then plus 80 for the Pullman. 122 a share with one train. That is impressive, Mr. de Gaulle. So 122 times 6 is 732. So Mr. de Gaulle just got another 1,000. 6, 7, 25, 32. All right. Who else owns RCP? Somebody does. Oh, Troikovsky does. Oh my gosh. He owns 4 shares of it. 122 times 4. He's getting another 488. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're 85, 90. Troikovsky is... So, any questions about the Russia strategy yet? It's a good one, isn't it? I don't know if he's winning yet, but he is doing amazing. So, that was a good run. Now we're on Bell. So de Gaulle is on his streak, and Bell needs to spend points to help. And by the way, RCP is going to spend points. So we have 12 track points to spend, and that's what we're going to do because RCP had points. So this is 2 for brown, 4 for gray. So let's get that done. And 2 for brown, 4 for gray. Let me turn you a little bit more. So it's another yellow, or no, 2 for green, 2 for brown. So that's 6 more. So that's 10 of the 12. And we actually got all the cities up to 60. And so then we only have 2 more points. So we're just going to get a whistle stop up to green, which doesn't do squat for us. So is there anything else we can do? Is there any green whistle stops we can upgrade? No, and so what we're going to do then is we're going to help them a different way. So there's 1, and since we can go through there, we're going to do 2. So give him $20 more. Okay, now we go to Bell. And Bell, as you can see, is in Liverpool, up in England there. So he can do a New York run. So he can go from New York to Liverpool and then through London. And then Bell is also, has that token in Berlin there. I know it doesn't look like it, but he has that special token that lets him use Berlin. Even though Berlin was full, he gets to add himself to it. And so that's the beauty of that token. And Bell has a 5D and a 6+6. So that's his situation, and the 6+6 is actually going to be really difficult to do. And I think the 6+6 has to be the New York run. As much as I would like the 5D to be the New York run, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we want the 6+6 to be the New York run, and then we're going to do the 5D over here. And obviously we're going to start with Constantinople, and we're going to have to add some $80 cities. It's not going to be ideal, but that's what he's going to have to do. So Constantinople for 100, Warsaw for 80, And then Berlin for 120 is 3. And then I think what we're going to do is add 80 for the MAV city, and then another 100 for Austria. So we're going to go into Vienna. So that'll be that times 2 for 960. And then we get to, of course, add 80 for a Pullman. And so we're at the $104 a share already. So now we're going to add $160 for New York, and then 80 for Liverpool, and then 100 for Birmingham. So that's 3 cities. 4 cities would be London, and then Lille for 5, and then 100 for Paris. Okay, and then we got to add whistle stops. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, easily 6 whistle stops. So he has the whistle stops. So that's a $180 run for Bell. And I didn't even collect the weenie money for the K company. Bell has even more money, but it doesn't matter. Bell doesn't need the money. He's not spending it. And Bell just made an Amazeballs run. And so that's $180 times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So De Gaulle is making 1,080 in one run. So De Gaulle is finally getting his stamp made. Can you imagine what would have happened if he would have done his OE run like he was expecting? So who has Bell? Somebody does. Somebody bought it. I'm trying to figure out who. Nobody has it. Oh my gosh. So the company Bell actually has his own shares still. Wow. So Bell actually just made even more money, but there's nothing he can do with it. So I'm not even going to collect it for him. So that was all De Gaulle's money and nobody else's. That was really good for De Gaulle. Okay, so Bell moves up, and next up is our company, SB. So we have a lot of work to do, Scooby-Doo. So let's get going. Let's get you a good view of Austria here. What I see is 2 yellow cities. So this would be 2 for green, 2 for brown, 2 for gray. So that's 6 points. And so I'm gonna upgrade it all the way. And this is the last gray city. So I can't actually upgrade another one to gray. But that was 6 points. And then I can at least get this to green for 8 points. And then I'm done. Now, I could have connected more. Well, I do get to connect one more because I get 9 points. So I can do something like that to make it 9, right? So I'm going to be short on whistle stops. Let me do some quick math here. I have a 15 plus 15. I have only 9 cities, and then it says I have 19 towns. So there's no such thing as having an overabundance of towns. I would have to connect to all these towns to get to my 15 towns. So let's do the towns first because that's the only thing I'm short on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 20. And then I see 1, 2. Is that it? I have 2, so I can add $20 more. So I basically had 11 whistle stops out of the 15 I could have used. But now I get to do my cities. So I'm going to add 100 for Vienna, and then 80 plus 80 for the 2 Y cities. So that's 3. And then it says that I have 9 total. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then $130. Okay, so we're going to add one $30 city. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cities, and I need to get to 15. So I can just do 11 times 60 for the rest. Okay, and then I get to add a Pullman for $60. $121 a share. That's $1,210. I get to keep all of that. So, Mr. DeGaulle, tear down those walls. I'm coming. Mr. Tchaikovsky, we're coming. Mr. Tchaikovsky, tear down those walls. All right, so we just got 1,210. All right, so let's say $121 times 6, and then subtract 1,210. So it was another 484 in profits. Remember, I spent 600 and I gained like 300 extra in profits last time, and now I just gained 484 more. So I would say that I've already made up my difference that I spent, and now I have a few hundred more. Now, there's an opportunity cost because I could have used that money to buy other things, potentially. Once you hit your cert limit, though, your cash just sits here in the bank underneath the mattress. It doesn't make interest. So be careful with thinking you have too much of an opportunity cost, because you really don't. Remember, my alternative is I could have kept MAV, and MAV isn't making these kind of numbers. If you remember, MAV has a 9 plus 9. He's making in the 90s for a share value. So I'm actually making more cash with this than I was with MAV. Now, MAV is worth more, but only a little bit more because I've sold MAV, but it was worth a lot more, of course, had I not sold it. But I've already made back my money. I'm at least broke even, and I think I'm about $200 over. And I still got 2 more rounds, and this is pretty much what I'm going to make both of those rounds. So I'm going to make $2,400 more, and then that's going to be a $484 extra more, so about $960 more for that investment. I would say so far that it's at least paying off. I'm getting a profit out of it. Whether or not that was the best use of my money, you can argue with me over, but I'm at least making a profit off of it, and a pretty good one. So let's move this up, and now it's MAV's turn. And MAV is one of those weird companies. I know Medici's proud of it, but first question is track upgrades. I don't think we need to do any. MAV just needs to run. And I don't remember what his trains are, so let's go figure that out. I think he has a 5D or a 4D. 4D. And 6 plus 6. So for his 6 plus 6, he could do Constantinople all the way up and around. He has Italy. He can do a 6 plus 6. But actually a 4D works really nice in Italy. Because I actually can't find 6 cities pretty easily there. MAV is the one I cleaned up the money from, but he had plenty of money to buy a token. Just looking at the Italy situation and wondering, do I want to do a 6 plus 6 there or a 6 plus 6 over here? Obviously, if I do a 4D, I'm going to get Constantinople and Berlin and Austria. That's 3 $100 cities. And then I get to double them. So that's nice. Whereas over there, I'm going to get 1 $100 and 3 $80 cities, which is not as lucrative. And then, of course, I get to double those. It's real easy to get 6 whistle stops in Italy. It's real easy to get 6 whistle stops here, so that's not the issue. The problem is if I go over to Italy and do a 6 plus 6, yeah, I can get more with a doubler over here, but I can't find 6 cities in Italy. So I can buy a South Seas token. Then I can go maybe into Madrid, or I can even go up towards Paris. I have track points, so I can actually, and I had plenty of money, so I could just plow through these mountains and connect to this Y city and then get Paris. So there's my 6. Actually, that might actually be a good idea. Wow, that actually might be a good idea. The other thing I can do is just put a token in Birmingham, and then I can still go freely through London. So I would get Birmingham, I would get London, I would get Paris. Yeah, that's actually a better idea. All right, I'm doing that. We're going to put a token in Birmingham so we can count Birmingham in our routes. And that actually makes the 4D workable for Birmingham. Very workable, in fact. Okay. Let's sit down. Let's figure it out. Okay, so 100 for Birmingham, 120 for London, 80 for Lille, and 100 for France, times 2. Boom. Then we're going to have 200 for Constantinople, 120 for Berlin, 100 for Vienna. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then 80 for MAV1, 80 for MAV2, 4, 5. And then we'll just add Warsaw for 6. And then 6 times 20 for the rest. And then we're going to add, he has a $70 Pullman. That's a good amount for MAV. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $9.90 for Mr. Medici. So I just gave him 1,000 and took a 10. So $165 a share for MAV, and nobody else bought MAV. So too bad for them. That was a good payout. Okay, I should be writing some of this stuff down because these numbers aren't going to change in the next blitz round. All right, so MAV goes up to 225, and then we have WW and BHB are the only two left. WW is the the Russian national. No track lays necessary. We have 11 plus 11. So St. Petersburg for 1, Moscow for 2. Finland for 3. And Archangelis for 4. Sevastopol for 5. Y City 1 for 6. Y City 2 for 7. And then Archangelis for 8. And what did they say he had? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So then 60 times 3 for the rest. $60 whistle stop. And then 20 times 10 for the rest. And then a Pullman of $40. So 114 a share for Mr. Tchaikovsky, which is a really impressive number for WW. However, he only has 3 shares. So he gets $342. He would actually be beating us if he had more shares of that. But that means he would have to give up other shares that are also valuable. And he just got his pay. Okay, WW is done. So we're going to move them up. And then BHB I'm going to move up now. And BHB is going to get another excellent run. So BHB has a 6+6 and a 4D. And whatever we did last time is probably what we're going to do again. So excuse me. So for the 4D, we're going to do Constantinople plus Berlin plus Hamburg with the D bonus plus London times 2. Then we get the $100 bonus for Constantinople. Oops. So 920 plus 100. Okay. So next, we're going to do Hamburg a second time for 120 for 1. Berlin for 120 for 2. Then Birmingham for 100 for 3. Then 80 for Liverpool for 4. 160 for New York for 5. And then 120 for Berlin for 6. And here's how I get away with it. For the double bonus, we go this way. For the 6+6, we're going this way. Isn't that clever? There's 2 ways from Berlin to here, so we don't have to reuse the same track. And then remember, you can use ports infinitely, so we can go from Hamburg to London both times. So this is a wonderful, perfectly constructed route. I wish I could take credit for it, but it just sort of fell that way. There's only one $80 city in this entire thing. So we're at 1720, and now mind you, I still need to add $70 for the Pullman, and then I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five times 20. And there's this whistle stop here that's green, so just pretend I upgraded that. In fact, I'll do it right now because he has track points. We didn't spend any. So there's 2 of his track points right there. And I just realized he has to help So then we're going to spend his other 4 track points. Oh, he can't go to... He's going to upgrade one of the cities for and then one of the whistle stops for his government. He can't upgrade the city to a gray because we're out of gray cities. We used them all. But so now we're gonna we need to add his last $20. That's what I'm trying to say. $191 a share for BHB. That is a good number. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shares of BHB. 1,337. 1,337. And then Mr. DeGaulle took a chance and bought 3 shares of BHB for $191 a share. He just got $573 for that investment. Not bad for a $120 share. So we're going to come around and give Mr. DeGaulle some fat cash. $550.75. And take $2 back. Okay, that's it for the round. So we are at 34 minutes. I'm going to keep going. We start the stock round, and it starts with me. I have it and I pass. This is a chance to obviously buy and sell shares. Believe it or not, if you're playing a multiplayer game, there might be people who still don't have their cap of 29 shares. The one thing all the players in this game did is we actually hit our cap at the same time. Now, granted, Medici hit it much earlier than the rest of us, even though it was still in the same stock round. But all of us in that same stock round hit it. So this is a chance for us to sell shares, try to screw each other over because we're going to make their shares worth less. It's stupid. Don't do it. So we're all passing. That's how quick the stock round went. And now we're going to do the double blitz. So there's no laying of track. We're going to figure out what everybody earns and just multiply it by 2 and then pay it out. And then we'll calculate personal money only. Money in the companies don't do squat for you. And then we'll figure out who won. So I'm pretty excited about this. So let's do it. First of all, the stock round ends. So we need to move shares up. GWR is sold out completely. DSJ, MSP, and Lawnmower are all sold out completely. MKV, KBS, Chin, and Plum are all sold out completely. SFAI is sold out. SFR is not. MZA is sold out. Lizard and RCP are both sold out. Bell is not sold out, but SB is. So they move up like that. MAV is not sold out. WW is not sold out. BHB is sold out, so it's going to move up again. Like so. So that's how it's going to lay. So now we're going to do what's called a double run. And what I'm going to do with this double run is, what we like to do is we like to just bump everybody up 2. But we're not going to worry about that. If somebody gets to this top one and has taken their turn, we're just going to put them up here in the level 6 train bucket. That's usually what we do to make room. So GWR is going to go, and he's obviously going to double bump, but he's at his limit, so he's getting screwed. So GWR, it doesn't matter about turn order anymore. We could just pile them all up here, but GWR is going right now. And it's a double run. So let's get some really high value chips out. We should be good. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. Okay, so let's first of all look at his trains. He's a 12 plus 12. So let's set it down and figure it out. What I see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double whistle stops. So I'm going to do 7. Let's do the whistle stops first. So 7 times 20 for the whistle stops. And then I see 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he easily got so he easily got to his 12. So that would be 50 more. So I don't know why we bothered laying some of these extra whistle stops. It just makes no sense. But that's where he's at. It's a 12. I would swear he bought a 6 plus 6 from somebody. Maybe he didn't. Okay, so where I'm at is 190 for the whistle stops. So now we're going to do 50 for Scottish Highlands, so 1. 100 for Birmingham for 2. 120 for London for 3. And then we have 2 Y cities for 4 and 5. So I'm at 430. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 140. So I'm just verifying that he has 9 cities. It says he has 11. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then that 40 would be 11. That's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 5 cities so far. So I'm going to add that $40 city for 6. And he needs to get to 12. So I'm just going to do 6 times 60 for the remaining. So that's $83 a share. And then I'm going to add his Pullman, which is $50. And I got $88 a share, which I would swear to you is $10 less than last time. It just feels very weird. Maybe he didn't even get $88 a share last time. But that is a very poor government number. I'm actually a little shocked. I always thought governments in Britain did amazingly well. All right, so that's $880. So it's $88 a share. And we're going to multiply that by 2. So it's $176 a share. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 7. Mr. Wellington's getting $1,232. So let's get him paid. 1,225, 30, and 2. Okay, Mr. Medici has 3 shares of that. So 176 times 3, he's getting 528. So he's paid. So Mr. Medici is very close. In fact, we can even do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, he's so close. Not quite. Okay. GWR is done. Next up is DSJ, our company. So we're going to get to bump twice because we're doing a double run. So it'd be 1, 2. So we're off the board as well. And let's figure out our numbers. This is going to be the first time we're finally running with 2 trains. And you can see here that we have a 4D and a 5D. So DSJ is going to do some amazing things with a 4D and a 5D. So the first amazing thing is we're going to come in from New York, hit London, go through Birmingham, and then Scotland, and then end up in Sweden. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 5D is going that way. Then the 4D is going to hit Israel, Constantinople, Moscow, then St. Petersburg. So the question is, am I better off doing a 5D over here because I can hit North Sweden for 100? And I think it's going to work out to be exactly the same. Because even though Scotland's an $80 city, it's $120 underneath the calculator there where Narvik is. That's 120 times 2. So I'm losing $20 there, but I'm gaining $20 there. Whereas here, I'm just doing a flat out 100 and then 100. So, I need to take a break, and I will come back and we will get this calculated. Thanks for watching.